Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 vs 1 on Moonbase. Playing on the left side as the Vostroyan Firstborn, we've got Vrax. And playing on the right side as the Tyranids, we have got GabPR. GabPR will be opening up with a squad of G-Sealers, a Broodlord and a Tyranids Broodspire. And Vrax will be going for a couple of Vostroyan Hunters, a Tech Priest Engine Seer, Tesla Reactor, and a Vostroyan Barracks. So first and foremost, boys and girls, before we start the video, I do want to say that a chap by the name of Baltier Rashan has asked me to tell you all about his 3 vs 3 tournament that's happening on his Discord, so I'll leave the links into the description below. So it's currently at the moment, it's in the sign-up stage, and if you want to team up and squad up and beat some people up, then that is the place to go. So yeah, Vostroyan Firstborn versus the Tyranids. We've not seen this matchup on the channel yet, and at the moment we're in a bit of a, how would one say, a transitional period with Unification, as we're going from 7.0 to 7.2, although this game is happening in 7.1. There was something going on with the updates and stuff on the Discord for Unification. There was lots of writing. I didn't read any of it because I'm a piece of shit and I don't read stuff. But yeah, so this is 7.1, but it would be a shame if these games went by the wayside. So we'll do some casting of it, and we'll see how things go on. Got Broodlord straight away coming out, and the Chronicles Broodspire throwing out triple Lictors, and there is a limit of 3, so GabPR leaving in the Lictor, seeing if he can do some stabby stuff in close combats. The Lictors are quite good at killing characters, or should I say commanders even. And the Lord Regent is commander, and so are the Tech Priest Engine Seers. So maybe the plan here is to stab up a whole bunch of those guys and prevent them from building stuff. I do quite like how this guy is just firing away straight away at him. No questions asked. On his own, 1 man versus 1 beast. But now 2 beasties. I don't think he's exactly going to be doing a major ton of damage to the Broodlord. Broodlord tends to be a little bit weaker in the early game and get stronger over time. And the Lord Regent isn't terrible in range, but he's much better in close combat. Going toe-to-toe against the Broodlord. In fact, it looks like he's actually beating him up quite nicely. A couple Lictors coming over will change that story. Got a Firstborn squad on the roll. They've also got a Commissar in their ranks for additional morale and just his general pistol and power sword and all that stuff. So we'll do a lot more damage in close combat. Now the Vostroyans, when they get their radio tower and they get their research, the only thing that they can really upgrade in tier 1 is their close combat capabilities. They also get a health increase from the Vostroyan barracks if they change the statue from the dude to a lady. Well, they're just going to hide inside the barracks and fire away with those plasma pistols, making sure that the Lictor is already at half health. That's fine, they're inside the base now, so they can't really do much as these guys go about and prevent the Vostroyans from moving out and capturing the general battlefield. This is supposed to already been upgraded. I do quite like the placement of this barracks, so no one will be coming anywhere near the middle bit for them. But it does leave the flanks a little bit exposed. I suppose that Vrax will have a plan for that at some point in the near future. Got a goon squad going over, triple Lictors and a Broodlord in formation. I'm going to be moseying on over, seeing if we get the good old stabs in there. There's 2 squads of Firstborn in here, a flanking Spore Mine, blasting all these guys backwards towards the Lictors, quite like, about just chucking a guy left and right as he pleases. Yeah, the Spore Mines have been nerfed recently. If you look on the Tyranid side of things, the Spore Mines, I do believe, cost a little bit of disc money, whatever you call this, influence, that's what we'll call it. It is not what the Tyranids want to be spending early on in the game. They require the influence to tech up and stuff. I suppose if it gives them the early game advantage, that is always a good thing. Vostroyan Hunters, mighty fine against infantry, should be focusing on the Lictors since they are infantry armor themselves. Won't do much against the Broodlord. The Vostroyans constantly been chased around. Maybe just an idea of them just to go back home, as they won't be winning this engagement. And these guys are on the go. Don't quite have the DPS necessary to take out the Lictors or the Broodlord as he, oh dear, throwing him into no man's land. That's the way he wants to be. Are you capturing all your stuff though, GabPR? You've captured this bit over here. The Vostroyans have captured the relic over on this side. And the Tyranids, yeah, you've gone for this side. So you're still capturing your bits and bobs. But only 1 capping unit. Which I suppose makes sense because these Lictors do cost quite a lot of money. Now 2 Lictors on half health. And the Vostroyans just aren't giving up. Every time 1 squad is brought to low models, well, just get some more. Well, they are only 25 blue money, which is 5 more than your regular guardsmen compared to the other factions. Gene Stealer won't be able to capture that strategic point down there. And are we seeing any taking up at the moment? No. We are seeing some minefields on the northern side just in case any shenanigans happen. Tyranids well in their way into tier 2. Only a couple of reclamation pools at the moment that have not been built up. So their economy isn't exactly where it wants to be. Quite a, how would one say, quite an early game dedication there for them. One lonely Gene Stealer going to mince away as these guys come down on the southern side. Northern side has been done in by the Tyranids. So it looks like they're just going to swap points at this point. Vostroyan's now able to capture their natural strategic point. And what's the plan for you? A Xeno-type brood womb. So, I don't know. Would that be the zone Vrax coming out from there? They have Tyrant on the way. I mean, it's a big dedication to a small amount of units, considering that the Tyranids at the moment, their fighting forces are 4 models. I mean, 5 if you consider that the Gene Stealer is there, but I think he's just there for capping reasons. So Hive Tyrant and then Zone Vrax maybe. That's a very small, high tier. Well, yeah, just model count. Bit risky. Will require a lot of micromanagement for these guys, but I mean, let's see if they can pull it off. Good Lord, quite healthy at the moment. It seems to be that his health regen is not doing so bad. Spore mines right in the middle. All those Vostroyans blasting apart, breaking the morale more or less instantly. Not sure what happened to the Commissar if he's still around. But really could do with a Commissar. They are going into tier 2 now. And the occasional blast of a friend will keep the morale in tow. Yeah, so you're done. So what's your plan? You're not getting anything from there at the moment. I suppose... Oh no, I suppose because your thingy is just non-existent. Oh, let's go for some upgrades maybe. That might be the plan. But just a story as old as time. Vostroyan's having to play on the defensive while the Tyranids go back and forth. Lots of stabby bits. Hive Tyrant coming out with some Devourers. So he's going to provide some range support. Which isn't normally what you see a Hive Tyrant do. But I suppose if you've got a strong front line of these 4, have your Hive Tyrant blast from the past in the background. That's a good thing. The mighty Metal Onion on top of the Vostroyan Citadel. Commissar is coming out. Yeah, I think that's the plan here. They've got the radio tower, or the radar tower, sorry. Powered bayonets and honor in death. Hopefully the morale won't be too much of a problem. Do quite like the small sound of that Hive Tyrant's gun. I mean, the Devourers, they're meant to be just firing like little worms and stuff, don't they? And throw it into people's faces. So no, okay, so no, none of that brain blasted Tyranid stuff. Interesting. They're just filling up with all their spore chimneys with as many spore mines as possible. Alright, okay. Fair enough. I've already half health. Been shot up by all the bad men. We do also have... Are you a priest? You are a... Yes, you are a battle priest. You're in there. Quite strong in close combat. In fact, going for a couple of them. Going around the back. See if they can blast them up, but... won't break the morale instantly now. Tyranids might need to switch up their stances here. Lots of poison and badness been thrown about. That is the Tyranid miasma. Can't remember what it's called, but they get it from their Hive Mind special ability bar that you can get by clicking on this. And yeah, in a fog of green gas, Tyranids have been sent home. That is the risk of having such a small amount of models. Here comes the Zone Vrax now. Oh, sorry, where clicked on that? Where did you go? Ah, you're over here. Don't know why that clicked on me over there. We've got these lads here. And do they do AoE damage? No, they are primarily... Oh, you don't even tell me who you're good against. A lot of damage. One priest has gone down. Vostroyans charging on forward. But not backed by some more spore mines. Giving the Zone Vrax a bit of time. See if they can do some shots. Dear, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, so what? But we're going to see a Zone Vrax ball from these guys? No, we're going to go to tier 3. So risky. They're doing the damage by a combination of firepower and spore mines. Managing to do it. Zone Vrax don't really want to be on the receiving end of damage. Vostroyan's deciding instead to just fall back and maybe do some bits and bobs. The relic down here and the bit over here has been decapped. Current economy has been 69-0 compared to 80-25, so no one's really got a pretty economy at the moment. Mars Fabrica on the way with a lightning strike fighter. Got one singular gene sealer and a lictor, which will be spotted by the lightning strike fighter. I do like this idea. If you try and take on spore chimneys, it will prevent them from throwing spore mines at you. So why not? But more are being spawned on the other chimneys here. Doesn't seem to be doing that much damage against the structure there. We'll turn his attention to these guys down here. Setting people on fire as they go. Zonefub should, in theory, be able to sight that guy out, but far too mobile to be caught by him. Stone's now moving down the middle. Got some biovores on the way. These guys, artillery unit for the Tyranids. Oh dear, oh dear. Biovores over here been caught out of position. Attempting to scuttle the way past. Won't be doing all that much. The biovores inside the base have been shot up by the lightning strike fighter. These guys will try and ignore this biovore over here, just to attempt to take down these guys over yonder. Zonefub's just moving right in the middle of everyone. Lictor. And one singular gene sealer still alive. The gene sealer that could, outliving and out-surviving everyone else in his brood. But down he goes. Biovores also being smashed up. Zonefub's doing a little bit of a backflip for shooting him good and proper. One lonely Biovore on the back lines, keeping alive as a battle priest slices open a reclamation pool. And they've got the Tyranids on the run, got them on the back foot. Don't quite have that killing blow at the moment. Tyranids, what have you got? You've got money at the moment. You're in tier 3. Now going to go for a Zona for a Zona type brood acclimatization. Will allow them to get more lads inside their squad. I do believe we'll find out in a couple of seconds. Yes, it does. And another Hive Tyrant. So sticking with that small amount. Tyranids normally would have warriors or raveners or even just a little uns filling their ranks, but can the Tyranids pull it off? Triple lightning strike fighters, and Vrax has definitely got the right idea about this. All the anti-aircraft, anti-tank stuff is really, really slow, like the Zonefubs. Just move in, do a bit of stabbing, move around, do some more as well. And at the moment, actually, the Tyranids are well and truly locked inside their base. They're all right with their economy, considering that a lot of it comes from their reclamation pools and all that stuff. But that's one thing as well. You don't want the Tyranids to get too comfortable. You don't want them expanding their base at all. If you can keep them on 1 HQ the entire battle, then you're doing quite a good job, to be fair. One Tech Priest engines here just coming in, causing all sorts of mischief. In tier 3, these guys are able to bring forth some Castellan robots, and they can also get up a... Oh, I completely forget what it's called. It's like a skull probe. Does damage to buildings and stuff. And I think vehicles as well. Hive Tyrant looking for venom cannons to help take on the lightning strike fighters, but he's been absolutely caned by them at the moment. One battle priest charging on in. The Biovores knocking back. Good lord, these lightning strike fighters just no chill. Got another Zonefub brood over here. Some miasma around them. And does some general badness. They take on the infantry, and they do seem to be able to actually sort out these lightning fighters once they've been given a chance to get some shots in there. Who are you? You are the... Oh, you're the commander dude. Lord Regent, who's been chopping up that spore chimney. Down to half health, but will not be getting the kill on that structure. More gene sealers have been out for decapping purposes. Firstborn over here might want to actually engage in close combat. They don't do a terrible amount of damage in close combat, but they do a little bit more damage than they do in range. Well, I mean, we'll be out damaged by the Zonefubs, but got more models, man. I'd rather fight a Zonefub with my fists than in range combat. It's probably, if we were given the choice, I'm sure everyone would probably decide on that one. Now moving on to the southern side are the Tyranids. There we go. That's how you do it. Give them the old stabbers. Oh, no, you're not. You're just getting really, really close. I suppose you can't miss from that distance. More Firstborn surrounding the zone Vrax. And while they can't defeat them one-on-one, just swarm them with as many lads as you can. But they're starting to focus on the Gene Stealers instead. Gene Stealers got in that decap in there. These guys, I keep on figuring out they're going for bayonet charge, but they're not. Being teased by them. There's some more Gene Stealers. And there are the warriors. What's the plan for you? You've had this Mars Fabricate, still going for that Lightning Strike Fighter. I don't know about that, to be honest, now. It's the Zone Vrax and the Hive Tyrant with the Venom Cannon. They've got a counter for them. Unless, of course, use those Strike Fighters in support of your infantry. That might be the idea. These Biovors racking up the kills here. Don't seem to be doing an incredible amount of damage, but they do have quite a fast firing rate, and they are rather accurate. Warriors going on the left, Zone Vrax on the right. Biovors firing in the middle. These guys are in a bit of a pickle, as some would say. Warriors slicing and dicing. They've gone for none of their ranged weapons at the moment, but a Venom Cannon is on the way for them. While that's going, may as well use your Scything Talons on the first support lieutenant. Getting some cheeky sniper fire in there. Also bringing in some bombardments and stuff. Absolutely destroying a good chunk of those. Were you the... Oh yeah, the Zone Vrax. They were killed by all that. It's a very nice bomb from the first support lieutenant. The Biovors continue to fire on in. Down over onto this side, the Zone Vrax will take it down listing post. Soon to be taking down a Tesla reactor as well. From his being 99-0 compared to 118 and 79. Or 71, sorry. For the Void Shrieks. Shrikes? Trikes? You get to choose how that's pronounced. Yeah, relatively okay economies for both players at the moment. Again, not where they exactly want to be, but considering the back and forth nature of this game, they're doing alright. Not sure if this Lightning Strike Fire has been stuck on the terrain. That sometimes does happen in Unification. I've tried taking a few shots while giving some in return. The infantry murdered.
You did not run,
Cold blood. Double Biovors attempting to shoot down the Battle Priests. Thankfully, they're able to save themselves. Can't imagine anything more terrifying than two cardinal chaps with chainsaws being chased at yet. More First Support Lieutenants on the way. Oh, she must have died at some point. The Lord Regent bringing down a big, huge explosion. Managing to avoid that incoming damage there. And now we've got the Stehenna. Vostroyan's responding to the Tyranid artillery with some of their own. Firing some big stuff in there. A lot slower firing rate. And a lot less accurate. But once it hits, my goodness, it's quite the whack on there.
You have a problem?
We are seeing more Battle Priests, more Vostroyan Hunters.
Wouldn't have done it better.
I mean, the Vostroyan Hunters will do a lot of damage against the Biovors if they can actually physically get there. But they are just... No, there's too much firepower for them. Artillery is a nice idea. Counteracting the Tyranids with your own. What do you go for in this situation? Lightning Strike Fires were doing alright. They are now also inside the base. Cause some mischief. Which will hopefully be able to convince the Tyranids to go back up. Infantry command has been taken back to the sin bin. But they are not really able to press in, considering that there are two listing post upgrade with plasma guns on them. Also got the Itinerant cast on robot squads here. And in theory, the phosphor cannons should be alright. From Imperial, I'm not going to bother trying to pronounce that.
We hunt.
Have you got like, is that machine guns that you got? How do those Alright, okay, they've got AK-47s, fair enough. Grim Dance to the far future. The AK-47 is still being of use. Superior infantry to their previous counterparts. Warriors being annihilated. Castellan robots setting everyone on fire. And the Zonthrops unable to really deal with all that badness coming in. Gas thrown down, not seeming to have any effect on anyone. And what do we have for Khan effects on the way? These guys are lacking in anti-vehicle stuff at the moment, though. So the transition from the Zonthrops to the Khan effects will be a good idea. These aren't your weedy screamer killer Khan effects neither. No, these are the proper ones. Very slow meandering there. Oh, there we go. He's just waking up, bless him. Here he comes, and he's looking for a barbed strangler. Here come fire and support. Mr. Hano getting some repairs in from the tech lieutenants here. Lightning fighters focusing on those biovores. Tyrant still with his... Oh, you've gone for barbed strangler now. Does that make it good against... No, that's not very good against vehicles and stuff. Carnifex just murdering all these guys there, single-handedly. Got no way of dealing with him. And he's got demon armor technically, so actually the Destroyers will struggle to break his armor weapon. The Imperial dudes, they've got their RPG chap, a genuine RPG as well. I mean, I just don't know what an RPG looks like, to be fair. I've not played enough CSGO to know. Do they have RPGs in CSGO? I'm not entirely sure. But the Carnifex trying to tidy up the last remaining Castellan robot. Lightning strike fighters finally taken care of. And while they might have taken... Have they taken out any buildings? I don't think they have. That was a big push from the Vostroyans, but not much being done to them. Now a Trigon Warren on the northern side, although I do quite like how they built it over here. So the Vostroyans might not know that it even exists. The Imperial dudes attempting to shut these guys away. Mr. Henna too far in advance. We'll need to get out of there as quickly as possible. Zonthrops will eat him up for breakfast. Valkyries moving on forward. Attempting to see if they can do anything about these Zonthrops. There's too much firepower, man. Too much firepower indeed. Lightning strike fighters still being produced. The stone barracks has yet to be rebuilt, and that might be what does Vrax in here. Definitely needs more lads on the field at the moment. And I mean, I'm not sure if you're in tier 3 at the moment. No, you will be in tier 3 because of those Castellan robots. But seeing a lack of big stuff from you. I mean, lots of lightning strike fighters, but like with their cost being 200 green, I'm not sure. I mean, maybe some of their Lehman Russes might have been an idea. I suppose it'd be a bit hard to go for them with the Zonthrops always firing about. But I don't know. I mean, get your Ogrins involved. Get some close combat stuff just to keep these guys occupied while your tanks do the badness and sadness at a distance. Since the fortified ranged upgrades. The battle priest was an idea. And I can see what he's doing with it. But one battle priest alone against all this firepower isn't going to be doing all that much. Of one lightning fighter over here firing away at the Trigon Warren. Mars Fabrica on the way down. There we go, the Ogrin Gunlugger squad. He's got the plays, just doing a little bit behind when he should have. Gunluggers more ranged focused than the melee orientated Ogrins of other Imperial Guard factions, but still a bit chunkier, a bit beefier. At least distract these guys. Well, lightning strike fighters open fire on everything that they can. Carnifex is resisting that damage very nicely. Just lance gun and barb strangler fire left, right and centre. One squad of Ogrins holding the ground. lightning fighters contesting the air. But they don't have the health required. Gunluggers will be running away. Tepes Agency is spawning up. And it's just... I mean, maybe it was a case of the Vostroyans being too aggressive, putting a lot of money and resources in those pushes when they could have been sat back at home, building up their defences, maybe even building up some Imperial, or what are they called, the Vostroyan barracks around their strategic points, and just play a defensive game rather than their aggressive stuff. Well, they were out-teched for most of the game, to be fair. So they're always going up against all the big Tyranid stuff. Tyranid's been able to take up a lot quicker just by having a much smaller fighting force in the early stages of the game. And to be fair, they didn't really ever have a huge swarm as the Tyranids are known for. Although, yeah, it's kind of over and done with when you've got that Tyranid base being... I mean, just to look at the sheer audacity, the sheer amount of all these reclamation pools. Also getting up that capillary tower, so in tier 4. So the Vostroyans didn't really have much of a chance going on there. They had to be aggressive, but they weren't aggressive enough. Or maybe they were too... It's hard to say, really. It's hard to say. If you were the Vostroyans in this game, how exactly would you decide to go about this? Let me know in the comments below. So yeah, thanks boys for sending this game into Discord. And if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gives you one extra game a week. And there is also Discord, where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. I've been Mr. Landshark. Pleasure as always, never short. And I'll see you in a bit. Peace.